Welcome back. Tal Inbar is an international missile expert with Israel's Fisher Institute for Air and Space Strategic Studies, who's been following Pyongyang's space and missile programs for many years. He's here to show us some never-before-published images that he believes attests to the clear and present danger of a North Korean ICBM capable of striking the United States. Tal, welcome.
Nice to be here.
So tell us about what we're going to see in these photos and why they are so significant.
First, the April 15 parade showed us a few new missiles, and two of them are like a clone of either Chinese, the Dongfeng 31, and the Russian Opll intercontinental ballistic missiles. Mm-hmm. The dimensions of those missiles, and if they will be propelled by solid fuel, could indicate that the range is true ICBM range, more than 10,000 kilometers. So those two missiles are something completely new.
And this is something that is well beyond any military parade material, PR purposes. These are clear and present threats?
Yeah, sure. And judging from more than 10 years of carefully examining all the data from North Korea, they are showing us the real deal, either the real missile or under development, but no just mock-ups for the parade's sake.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And there's no question of North Korea's ability to mate a nuclear warhead with these missiles.
Correct.
This is no longer in doubt.
Correct, because we also been shown the genuine nuclear-tipped ballistic missile warhead more than a year ago. And by the way, I have a small model.
Let's see it. Yes.
Yeah, I have a small model that I made, judging from and concluding from the pictures, and we saw
this is from 3D printing.
Yeah, yeah. So we can see that this little sphere, more than 60 centimeters in diameter, is the nuclear package of this type of missile. And we saw now a new missile with the same warhead, nuclear warhead, that we seen years ago. So there's no doubt for me that the capability of mating nuclear warheads to the missiles is present in North Korea.
Now, one more question before we go to our distinguished guest in Washington, and that is that since Kim Jong-un came to power, he's conducted more than 70 missile tests, and many of them have failed. Is this an indication that he actually is developing new missiles? He has two design teams competing one against the other. What's your theory there?
Failure, well, missiles are hard to develop, and you have to test them. And the high rate of failure indicates that a lot of new hardware, a lot of new missiles designs are putting into tests. So I am not surprised to see it, and I expect to see that the reliability of those missiles will dramatically increase in the future.
Tal, thank you very much. Please stay with us, and you can engage with Mr. Ellison. And in Washington, we're joined by Riki Ellison, who is founder and chairman of the Missile Defense Advocacy Alliance. He's a longtime advocate from California and Washington. And welcome, Riki.
Thank you, Barbara. Thank you.
Please tell us, you've spent many, many years advocating on behalf of missile defense, and you have even history with Ronald Reagan and Edward Teller. Tell us about why.
Yes, no, I started this with a vision that was given to me by Governor Ronald Reagan's defense secretary, transition defense secretary, before his 1980 presidency, when he went into NORAD that fall and asked our government and our military commanders, where is our defense on the mutual assured destruction? That passion and that leadership and vision said, why don't we build a missile defense system to defeat Russian ICBM missiles? And that ended up being the SDI speech that came out in 1983. I was consumed by that, and I firmly believe, since 1980, when it was introduced to me, that this makes the world a safer place. Missile defense is critical, and we're seeing some of that outcome of his vision into reality today, stabilizing our world in all sorts of places, but certainly in North Korea, certainly in Israel, certainly over in Turkey. It is a phenomenal system. We need more of it out there, and we need to continue to develop it.
Now, you are very confident, and successive commanders from Northcom are extremely confident of the ability of the United States to defend against such a threat. But does that give comfort to the people of Seoul, who may be targeted by so many artillery pieces and other threats?
Right, you're correct on that. We are very confident in the missile defense of the populations of Japan, Guam, Okinawa, Hawaii, United States, with their current demonstrated capability. And Tal had also mentioned that future ability, but that's got to be tested. And we have capability today to defend that. The population right now in Seoul doesn't have an overall comprehensive missile defense system. That is being installed as we speak, and that's the controversial THAAD system that was put over there and just starting to happen in the last 2 months in becoming operational. That will provide the population of all of Korea, including Seoul, a ballistic missile defense capability.
Now, Vice President Pence has talked about how the shield stands guard and the sword stands ready, meaning we need to be prepared to defend, but also perhaps to engage in offense. And do you think that this is the proper mix of capabilities?
Well, I think we got to put as much capability in defending the innocent and defending our populations that are held threat. So what we've done, I think, has been able to take his direct threat to the region away from him by having these systems in place, negating his and changing his calculus that he can use nuclear intimidation to threaten or negotiate or get what he wants. So it's enabling the government, President Trump's movements, to look at other options that may include offensive capability, but certainly been able to influence China and China's direct influence on Korea. I think we are witnessing as they have not yet done their nuclear testing. They've had opportunity to do so, and they have virtually shut down except for rhetoric.
Interesting. And do you believe that North Korea is actually backing down? It did not follow through with its announced plans to test an ICBM-type missile. Is this a hard line from Trump having an effect, and the outreach to China?
I think China has the direct influence on North Korea, and they've finally come to that bearing. They have not followed through. There has been ample opportunity. Their rate of testing, their rate of saying what they're going to do has all of a sudden been quieted, as we've witnessed, and that's come along with a lot of things that have happened, right? The 59 Tomahawk missiles on the strike on Syria, the Mohab bomb in Afghanistan, Vice President Pence on the peninsula right after that. So we haven't seen anything but rhetoric from them, and it's good. I think it's stabilizing the arena because we're unpredictable. The president's unpredictable, but certainly I think China does not want to see an offensive strike on the Korean Peninsula in any way, cost, or shape, or form, and they certainly believe that the intent and the reality is there with President Trump.
I thank you so much, Riki Ellison from Washington and Tal Inbar in our studio in Jaffa. We'll take a short break and be back with a look at the nearly 10-ton U.S. mother of all bombs. Please stay with us.